Welcome. It's Friday. We're about to get into our cars and make some money. You know, we know what Friday night, we know what the weekend means, right? It's money time. Now, the headline of my live feed, this has been 24/7 in the news lately. I mean, not just lately, but more than ever, because several cases are now also reported in the United States. Just yesterday, Sacramento, they've shut down a ton of schools. LA, there was a case reported, Orange County, and several more. So whoever thinks this is not real is in denial, right? And I'll tell you two people that are in serious denial. And by the way, I'm sporting this classic shirt here, this Hawaiian shirt, given to me by one of my Rideshare subscribers. Thank you, my friend. And he said, listen, when you're driving around in your classic cars, you got to wear a classic shirt. So I will be driving around in my Chevy Impala today, and I will be sporting this blue, black, and yellow shirt given to me by an awesome subscriber and Rideshare driver. Now, who do we have in the house? We have the Drivepreneur, we have Trump Tribe 2020. How are you, buddy? Jason Ferris, Auto Top 79, gift from Artemis, David Garcia, Rolf Stark, says coming from Cali. Cool. So have you, honestly, I'm going to ask every single driver out there, and please circulate the video. Have you heard anything of Dara? Have you heard anything from Logan Green about the coronavirus? Have you had an email saying, hey, this is what you should be looking out for? Or, you know, we want to let all drivers know that picking up from airports could pose a serious problem. Have you seen any forewarning signs by these two leaders? I haven't, right? So I'm going to do the job for you now, Dara Khosrowshahi. I'm going to do the job now for you, Logan Green. We're going to do a little bit of education here. And I see the good thing is I see a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers making videos on this. At first, when I did this a couple of weeks ago, the people were saying, well, you know what, you're engaging in fear marketing. No, I'm not. This is real, my friends, right? And it has spread to numerous. It has spread to how many? To 50 countries. Also now including the UK. Right, so we got to take this matter seriously, right? Now, probably one of the best articles I found was from BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. I'm going to put the link underneath this video afterwards because it makes it so simple to understand what this is about. It makes it so simple, the explanation, what is coronavirus, what are the symptoms, so easily explained. And as you would have seen in my last video yesterday, I said, hey, if you can, avoid the airports. Drop off for sure. Why not? You know, so people going wherever they go in the United States, it's fine. Wherever they're going internationally doesn't interest you, drop them off. But coming in, my friends, I've been picking up private clients only. I have absolutely stopped picking up people from airports because, you know, the one thing that these two are not conveying, and here's the big one, folks, right? Here's the big one. Let's say the company like Apple, right, or Samsung, with all their technology on their own phones, they know where the individuals are traveling. I hope that companies like Apple are sharing this with the CDC, right? So we're gathering intel. Where are people going? Where are they contracting it? Where are they bringing it back in from? Where is this individual that just returned from that country? Where are they right now? Are they in Denver? Are they so we have some sort of tracking system. So I do hope a company like Apple shares the information, you know, with the Center of Disease Control. The other thing I would hope, I have not seen this. I've only seen 240 deactivations in Mexico, right? But these guys here know, based on our apps, especially based on the rider apps, where these individuals are booking trips around the world. So you have an American traveling abroad, let's say Italy, Korea, and the Italian airlines Sorry, it's reconnecting right now for some reason. Can you hear me here? Am I live? Can you guys hear me? It just says it's reconnecting. Flights are still coming in from Italy. Flights are still coming in from South Korea, where big numbers have been reported, right? So you can't shut down, I guess, all the aviation traffic. Otherwise, world markets, everything would collapse, right? We shouldn't live in paranoia. I don't believe in that either. But keeping your immune system up, taking at least 5,000 to 10,000 IU, those are the measurement units of vitamin D3, the best immune enhancer, vitamin C, ignatia, zinc, anything to keep your immune system up, folks, and you're already 10 steps ahead of the average person. Then the other thing is, we have our masks. We can buy them on Amazon, 100 for $20. We have hand sanitizer. We have wipes. I'm wiping down the car several times a day. I have wipes with me, even I'm going to Starbucks, to the restrooms. I'd rather be safe than sorry, right? And this is the mentality that every driver should go in with, being on the lookout. Are you seeing people sneezing, coughing, eyes running, nose running? Whoa, back off, right? So we have Jidda Lid in the house, we have Joe Drive in the house, we have Michael Ryan in the house, we have Shelley in the house, we have Alfredo in the house, we've got Mark Roughton in the house, we got Arcadely in the house, we got QGS in the house, we've got Rob, we've got a lot of people in the house. This is a serious topic, right? So again, what are these guys communicating to us, right? I think we have the power as riders and drivers to really, really inform the public, to keep the intel flowing as far as where are people going, where are they booking trips, who's coming back in from what country. And I've seen absolute silence. I haven't seen a single article, a single press release by this guy or by this guy regarding the coronavirus. But what they do expect us to do is to drive down to the airport and happily, merrily keep on picking up those people from wherever they come from, right? South Korea, Italy. And again, I'm not unloading on any country. I'm just saying this is in 50 countries, folks. This is real, right? So a virus causing severe lung disease that started in China has spread to more than 50 countries. Hello, 50 countries, right? Including the UK. BBC made this, so they said, well, guess what? It's also now in the UK. It's time we educate our masses. It's the best article I've seen by far. The coronavirus had infected 78,927 people in China as of 28th of February, with 2,790 of them dying, dead, flat under the earth, right? And who knows if those are the real numbers. Now, what are the symptoms? It seems to start with a fever, right? With a fever getting really, really hot, followed by a dry cough. After a week, it leads to shortness of breath, and some patients require hospital treatment. I can tell you, if you are able, from what I've read, to keep your immune system up, right, so that it fights off any maybe virus or bacteria entering your body. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. No, I'm not. But I do know what it takes to keep my immune system up, my fiance's immune system up, and my kids' immune system up. I go out there and I get good supplements. I spend money on all the good supplements, right? So who else have we had walk in? We have David Turner. We have Shelley. We have Johannes in the house. We have Alfredo Rosales. And again, there's some pretty hardcore messages that you will be reading in this feed. But you know what? The bottom line is, you take care of you. You, listen to me carefully, you take care of you. You are the most important person in this equation. It does not matter, right, if you're being stamped as being prejudiced or whatever. You're being cautious, my friends, right? And you got to take care of your own health and your own life. You have to take it into your own hands, right? So if you see an individual that you feel like, okay, well, you know what, maybe we're labeling, but you know what, we are taking care of ourselves. I don't care what a person tells me. Oh, you know what, why didn't you take that individual, or why did you jump to conclusions? No, I saw certain things in these times, in these trying coronavirus times, and I made a decision, period, right? It's a conversation I'm having on every single private trip that I'm taking, on every Uber and Lyft trip that I'm dropping off. I'm said, do you have a mask? Do you need a mask? I have some on board, you're welcome. And I picked up a friend from the airport that was traveling from Florida to California today. And she said, you know what? There were about 30 people on the flight that had masks. Good for them. At least they're cautious, right? Which is correct. Alfredo, you think Uber cares if I'm sick? No, but at least these two Pinocchios here, right? These two Pinocchios, they could be at least sharing some very, very important information with the CDC, with the Center of Disease Control. They could be sharing some very, very important information, you know, with you, right? They know where this individual has been, right? They have the app, they can track it. They have all these algorithms, they know all the movements, where the person moves within the city, when they go to the airport, when they fly out, when they are internationally in England or in Dubai or in Düsseldorf, Germany, or Cape Town, South Africa. They know where their riders are booking trips, and suddenly they're back in the country, right? So I'm telling you right now, why does the company, and this is my big question mark, why does the company Uber deactivate 240 accounts in Mexico, but is hush, hush, hush about the topic here in the United States? You know why? Because the dollar got to keep on going. The dollar got to keep on it coming in. Doesn't matter about the coronavirus. It matters about the dollar, right? So that being said, I'm going to jump back to the BBC article. And by the way, I'm going to leave this link. There we go. Headache here, hot. Shit, why am I so hot? Why am I sweating? Why am I so freaking hot? Maybe coronavirus. Cough. That area right there. Dry cough. Maybe. Coronavirus. I'm feeling these muscle pains. Muscle pains in my arms. Coronavirus. Then in your chest. Shortness of breath. Breathing difficulties. Possibly coronavirus. Okay. Fever and tiredness. Virus seems to start with a fever, followed by a dry cough, and then after a week leads to shortness of breath. Okay, let's recap this. This is simple math. 1, 2, 3. Virus starts with a fever. Oh, God, my head's getting hot, right? Followed by a dry cough, followed by shortness of breath in the lungs. All three showed up in the first week. I better go and check myself out. Now, what they also found out, that these centers that were checking out, like in Sacramento, nobody was protected, right? You walk into a hospital, hey, I might have coronavirus. No one, everyone was like, there were no gloves, no nothing. They were just attending to the people as usual, just like any nurse would, right? You know what, Rolf? I'm with Rolf on this one. He says, I'm not worried one bit. No, I'm also not worried about myself and my family because I keep the immune system up, right? And I've had this conversation about the COVID-19, which they call it right now, right? And I'm saying to my fiance, to my kids, hey, if there's a kid that has a cough or whatever, you may want to back off, right? You know, if someone at your work has all these symptoms, you may want to back off or go relocate else somewhere. What I'm saying to all the drivers is that these two here, our two, Pinocchio 1 and Pinocchio 2, right? They should at least share some data, some intel, and they should at least inform the public. This is their responsibility as a leader, as a CEO. They should be able to inform the driver, the rider, or the public if they have first-hand knowledge that, for example, a rider has been in the Wuhan province, right, on a business trip, or over in Hong Kong or Malaysia. I don't care. And I'm not putting a label on any of these countries. They have the responsibility to share that information with us, right? Because we could be the first point of contact at the airport, picking up that rider, and then also the responsibility to the public and to the CDC, the Center of Disease Control. So these guys have so much valuable information. I just hope that they are sharing it, right? They're certainly not sharing it with their drivers. Now, here we go. So the incubation period between infection and showing any symptoms lasts up to 14 days, according to the World Health Organization, WHO. And I'll give you a little bit of a background story on the WHO. I actually made about $200,000 once in South Africa in a deal with the WHO because I knew the company that built these giant incinerators that got rid of garbage, toxic waste, and medical waste, right? And I pitched it to people at the WHO, and they ended up buying 17 such units throughout Africa to burn the toxic garbage. And in that transaction, I made myself almost $200,000 commission, right? The contract itself, I think, was something like $25 million that the company made. So, knowing the right people, talking to the right politicians, injecting yourself into conversations, saying, yeah, you know what, I happen to know the number one supplier, Safurnco, Safurnco in South Africa. Let me put you together with a CEO. Oh, that'll be wonderful. Boom, the next thing, $25 million order from the World Health Organization. I made myself $200,000 commission. Not bad, right, for overhearing a conversation. So these guys are legit. They've got the money. They have to act on international world health related matters. They are legit. I have a lot of respect for the WHO. And it says here, but some researchers say it may be as long as 24 days. So the incubation period between infection and showing any symptoms lasts up to 14 days. But some researchers say it may be as long as 24 days. And Chinese scientists say some people may be infectious even before their symptoms appear. Very interesting. Before we get to how deadly is the coronavirus, let me jump back into the room. Rolf Stark says, use common sense. Absolutely, wherever you can, use your common sense, use your noggin here. Captain Howdy says, I stopped picking up all. I think I would just say I stopped picking up at airports, right? And I don't think you have to really say it out loud. I mean, trying to be politically correct here, right? But I'm not throwing everyone into the same category. I'm not doing that. American truth, if you're taking care of yourself and eating properly, it's not a guarantee you won't get it, but you will likely survive. I'm with you on that, right? If you're eating properly, you're getting the right nutrients, the right oils, the right vitamins into your body, you're keeping your immune system up, you're loading up on D3, or for example, I use this thing always to keep my lungs I feel like since I've used this the last 2 years, I have way more powerful lungs. It's called Deep Lung. Helps my bronchia, helps my lung, helps me get way more oxygen into my body, right? I love this. I swear on it. American Truth says, do not discriminate against people based on regions. You can be sued, which is true. And I'm not here to discriminate. I'm just reading out a message that was there earlier, right? But the bottom line is American Truth. American Truth is taking care of American Truth. Inland Empire, my buddy from San Bernardino area, he's taking care of himself, right? And Shelley is taking care of Shelley, and Rolf is taking care of Rolf. You come first. So whatever decisions you make on it, yes, you use your smarts, you use your common sense, right? You look out for the obvious, and then you make a decision. My decision, which I said yesterday, along with start cherry picking big time in California, make money, right, was to avoid airports. That's it. That's my decision. I will not pick up at airports. Doesn't matter what color, what religion, who you are. I'm not picking up at airports, period, done, right? So how deadly is the coronavirus? Based on data from 44,000 patients with this coronavirus, the WHO, World Health Organization, says 81% develop mild symptoms. Listen to this, 81% develop mild symptoms, 14% develop severe symptoms, 5% become critically ill. So out of let's do the basic math here, every 100 people that contract the coronavirus, 5 of them end up 6 feet under the ground, period, right? 81, I would say if you have your very good immune system, you may develop mild symptoms. Why? Because this virus is fighting a high immune system and it can't get through, right? 14% develop severe symptoms. The proportion dying from the disease, which has been named COVID-19, appears low. Okay, I said 5%, I'm wrong. I stand to be corrected here, appears low between 1 and 2%. So for every 100 people, 1 to 2%, but the figures are unreliable. Thousands are still being treated, but may go on to die. That's not very charming. So the death rate could be higher, but it is also unclear how many mild cases remain unreported, so the death rate could also be lower. To put this into context, about 1 billion people catch influenza every year, with between 290,000 and 650,000 deaths. The severity of flu changes every year. And it is a fact that, you're up in your 80, 85, 90 years old, you catch this, your immune system is way more compromised. Chances for you at that point are probably higher, of it ending up in a fatality. John P. correctly says, people are more important than CEOs of companies. Let me just repeat his line. People are more important than CEOs of companies. And I do believe it is their duty, right? Or at least I'm calling on you, Dara K, and I'm calling on you, Logan Green. I've called you out many times in my videos. Please start acting like leaders, start acting like CEOs, and start sharing information. Knowledge, my friends, is king. Sharing knowledge can save lives. If one YouTuber makes a video on this, I make a video on this, the next one makes, and if one person just picks up one little message that he or she was, went out and bought a mask, put it on the plane, may have not saved their life, right? So again, one video, one message, one email from Pinocchio 1, one email from Pinocchio 2 could make all the difference in the world. Do please share your valuable transportation info of riders worldwide with the authorities, with the CDC, with your drivers, with other riders, so that we are prepared and not kept in the dark. Again, not to get political here, my friends, but when I heard that Mike Pence was nominated to head the coronavirus in the United States, someone who denies science in the first place, right? It doesn't matter how much Mike Pence prays and prays and prays and prays every day, right? You're not going to pray a coronavirus away. So you always put competent people into the right leadership roles. These two are definitely not competent leaders in the Rideshare CEO role. And I'm going to leave it at that. You can go with that message wherever you want to go, right? But I'm going to give you I'm not going to give you the gray zone. I'm going to give you my honest opinion, and that's it. You heard it, right? You got to have competent people jumping on this issue and sharing information. Okay, so now to put this, how is the UK planning for an outbreak? So let's just look at the United Kingdom. Night Jackers, what's up from Orange County? Yeah, the shirt here. Yeah, I got it. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Whoop, whoop, wearing the shirt. Robin Rena checking in from Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. American Truth, I'm with you on that, my friend. Shake your hand. Can coronavirus be treated or cured? Right now, treatment relies on the basics, keeping the patient's body going, including breathing support, until the immune system can fight off the virus, right? So How did you get the virus in the first place? How did you end up on the respiratory, whatever it's called, respiratory system in the hospital? It's because you probably had a very, very compromised low immune system, right? So what they're saying is they're keeping you on breathing support until the immune system can fight off the virus. So please, folks, vitamin C, you cannot overdose on. Vitamin D3. Do you know that an AIDS patient, they will give 50,000 IU of vitamin D3 per day to keep up the immune system, right? A human can take 5 to 10,000 IU D3 a day without any problem. The Food and Drug Administration, I know these numbers, they might say, okay, 1 to 2,000 IU. No, you can take 4 or 5 times that amount and you still don't have any side effects. My message to you is simple and clear. Moral of the story, keep your immune system up. Go out there, spend the money on ascorbic acid, on good powder form vitamin C. Get yourself some 100 milligram or 50 milligram zinc tablets. Get yourself some Ignatia. Get yourself some really, really good omega oils. And most importantly, buy the very, very best. Do not save money on vitamin D3. Get the best, the $15 to $20 range. Don't get the $6 to $7 CVS over-the-counter crap, right? Get the real deal. Now, however, the work to develop a vaccine is underway. Obviously, they're scrambling, and it's hoped there will be human trials before the end of the year. So let's put this all into perspective. We're in February, 10 more months to go. They say that hopefully there will be human trials within 10 months' time. And right now, they're working like crazy on it. So, according to this, there should be some light at the tunnel at the end of the year. Who's shouting out from Florida? Quayne John is shouting out from Florida. Welcome you, my friend. Vroom from Leeds, UK. Cool. Love it. And my friend Vroom from Leeds, UK, we are reading an article by the BBC, your channel, right? And they say, how is the UK planning for an outbreak? How is Vroom planning for an outbreak? Well, I'm reading you probably one of the best and simply laid out articles I have found on this, right? Hospitals are also testing antiviral drugs to see if they have an impact. Now, the link, my friends, is going to be beneath the video after the live stream. You can check this all out. You can go through that. You can go through the cases. You can see how it's grown. How can I protect myself? What should I do to prevent catching and spreading the virus? Wash my hands frequently with soap and water, or use a sanitizer gel. Catch coughs and sneezes with disposable tissues. Throw away used tissues, then wash hands. If you don't have a tissue, use your sleeve. There we go, good old-fashioned, right? Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands, especially, for example, you've been to Starbucks, you've been to the restroom, you've grabbed the handles, you've grabbed the faucets. Don't make contact with your eyes then. Avoid close contact with people who are unwell. That's probably about the best advice right there. Avoid close contact with people who are unwell. What is the advice in the UK? What is the advice to Leeds, to Vroom? What is the advice to everyone? Anyone experiencing symptoms, even if mild, after traveling from mainland China, Thailand, Japan, Republic of Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Singapore, Malaysia, or Macau in the last 14 days is advised to stay indoors and call the NHS 111 phone service. That's the UK number, right? If you have returned from the following specific areas since February 19, you should call NHS, this is for the UK, 111, and stay indoors and avoid contact with other people, even if you do not have the symptoms. Iran, lockdown areas in northern Italy, special care zones in South Korea, Hubei province. If you have returned from the following areas since February 19th and developed symptoms, even mild ones, stay indoors. Call that number, northern Italy, above but not including Pisa, Florence, and Rimini, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar. The Foreign Office now advises against all but essential travel to 10 small towns in Lombardy and one in Veneto in Italy, which have been isolated by the county's authorities. You think this is not real, my friends? Daria Slurpee. We have a troll. We have a troll in the house, my friends. I'm not even going to read out what Daria Slurpee says. All I can say is bring out the toilet. Daria Slurpee, this is for you, my friend. You know what happens when you spread hatred in my live feeds. This is the Daria Slurpee. He's wet, he's stinky. There he is. He goes in. That's the Daria Slurpee, the troll. And we flush him. Oh, good. This one went straight down. There's no returning floaties. Went straight down. Daria Slurpee got flushed. Nice. At least I had the satisfaction of, there we go. Getting rid of that little, we flushed him. We flushed him together. Okay, so my kiddo is texting me. Let me just jump on FaceTime. Family comes first. How fast is it spreading? Thousands of new cases are being reported each day. However, analysts believe the true scale could be 10 times larger than the official figures. Okay, he's not answering. Cases of coronavirus outside of China, look at that. There's a visual guide of the outbreak, how a virus reveals the many ways China is feared, Britain's race to contain the coronavirus, and how did it start? The virus is not really new. It is just new to humans, having jumped from one species to another. And read all of that, my friends. I'm going to put the link in. I got to go. Ultra testosterone just walked in as I'm walking out. I got to run to get my kid to volleyball practice. So a quick goodbye. A quick hello and a quick goodbye to everyone. And most importantly, please just go to that link that I'm going to share with you. Even if we just learn one little bit and make a difference, save one life, we've done our work. Robin, much love to you in Vegas. Johnny Rideshare, cheers to you, mate, as well. Shelly, be careful out there. Gift from Artemis. We did the toilet flushing time. We got rid of one. And I appreciate you guys. I got to run. I didn't realize that the live feed streamed all the way to 3:15, but now I have a 16-year-old texting up a storm. So love you all. Have a great day.